All right. Good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon or good evening. This is Dan from Leisure Support. It's good to be back here. It's been a while for me. I was on holiday for a while, and so Felix and Tim were covering my session, but I'm back now. So I'm very, very happy to be back on those AMAs. So as usual, I'm going to answer your questions, so you can already pop them into the chat. And I'll do my best to answer all your questions. So if you need any help with transaction or anything, you can just drop the question in the chat, and I'll answer your questions as soon as I can. So I'm getting okay. All right. So before I start, if you guys could give me like a quick, just a quick feedback, if you can hear me okay. If the connection is good, the video is good. I just want to make sure you guys have a good experience and you can hear me properly. It's been a little while for me to do those sessions, so I might be a little rusty. So I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. So if you could drop just a quick yes if you can hear me in the chat. And we'll take it from there. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Dylan, for the feedback. Okay, so I see a few questions. Okay, MG, thanks. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start. And again, sorry guys for being a little late. I had to sort of wrestle the room from a previous meeting here. We don't have a lot of rooms available, so that's why I'm a little late. Anyway, let's start. So the first question is from Sai Wali. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name here. The question is, hello, I need some help with my Ledger Nanos. After your last update, I have had to restore them. One seems okay, but the other seem to have a problem. Okay, so yeah, Sai Wali, if you can explain a little bit what might be going on. Just looking at the description of your issue, sounds like the issue might be with the recovery phrase. So typically what happens is sometimes when you want to restore your accounts in a new device or existing device, then the wrong recovery phrase might be put in the device, and you might end up with one of those issues here. So if you're seeing this issue, give me a second here. I'm on the wrong article. If you're seeing an issue that says wrong private key, something went wrong private key for the device, then the issue is with the recovery phrase. Basically, you don't have the correct recovery phrase in your device to access the account that you're trying to access. So this is what the issue looks like. See, something went wrong. If you see this, the issue is 100% with the recovery phrase. So yeah, you don't have the correct recovery phrase into the device, in which case, if you have multiple devices, maybe you want to try those different devices, you connect them to Ledger Live and try to access your accounts. And if you have multiple recovery phrases, try to cycle those recovery phrases into your devices until you can access your accounts. So usually that helps. Okay, so the next question is from Luis Ceballos. Is it safe to keep the coins in the Ledger Live app? Is the coins on the Ledger Live app will stay offline? Okay, so good question, Luis. So first thing, Ledger Live does not actually store your private keys. Your private keys are in your Ledger device, okay? And they are secured in your Ledger device secure elements, and they stay there, okay? So they are completely offline. And that's just the way it works. So Ledger Live does not store your private keys. Ledger Live is just here as, you can think of it as an interface for you to visualize and access and manage your accounts. Okay, but Ledger Live itself does not store private keys, and that's why you can uninstall Ledger Live and reinstall Ledger Live on a different computer, connect the same device with the same recovery phrase to Ledger Live on a different computer or on your phone, and you'll find the exact same accounts. That's the reason why. So again, Ledger Live doesn't have access to your private keys. The same is true for something like MetaMask or Tahoe or any third-party wallet that can connect to your Ledger device, those pieces of software, those wallets, right? They don't have access to the private keys. Only the device has access. And to access those private keys, you need to unlock the device with your PIN and then do the transaction. Okay. Like a piece of software like MetaMask or LedgerLive will never have access to your private keys unless you confirm a transaction on the device itself. So yes. Okay. Next, Stuart. What is the cheapest way to move BTC from an exchange to Ledger? The Segwit account incurs quite a high fee. Okay, so that's a good question, Stuart. So it's not necessarily because of the Segwit account. Actually, Segwit accounts are cheaper than something like a legacy account. They are significantly cheaper, actually. What might be happening is two things. So whenever you want to withdraw BTC, let's say, from an exchange to your Ledger account, the exchange will take two fees. They will charge you twice. The first fee they will charge you is a withdrawal fee, which is basically a service fee for the account to process your withdrawal, and that depends on the exchange. Some exchanges charge a low withdrawal fee. Some of them charge a higher withdrawal fee. The second thing they will charge you is a network fee, and this one is literally to move your coins from the exchange account to your own account. The network fee the price of the network fee will depend on the network condition. So if you are trying to withdraw your BTC, for example, in a time of high congestion on the Bitcoin network, then the withdrawal fee will increase and the withdrawal will be more expensive because the exchange will charge you for it. So what I would recommend actually is, so let me share my screen for a second. I'll share with you guys a really cool website where you can visualize the Bitcoin mempool in real time. And this will help you find the best time to withdraw your coins. So this is mempool.space. It's a really, really cool little app here. And here's the section that we are interested in. And you see like this suggests a fee for the speed of your transaction. Okay, so if you want a medium priority, then the tool is telling you that it's going to cost you like 50 cents. So in times of high congestion, those prices will increase and the exchange will reflect that price as well. So if you can, it's always better to wait until the congestion on the Bitcoin network or any network for that matter has decreased before you withdraw your coins. Okay. Yep. So I hope I answered your question here. Okay, next question, Dylan. I used the Dust Sweeper section of LedgerLive. It charged me network fee, but I still have the token. I was trying to swap out. Okay, so I have to be honest, I've never used the Dust Sweeper app in LedgerLive. So I do know that Dust Sweeper might take a few days actually to sweep your accounts, and the reason why is because it's basically a bot that will monitor traffic on the Ethereum network, for example, and they will sweep your account when the fees are at the lowest. And so if the network stays congested for a long period of time, that might result in more time before the bot can actually sweep your account and convert your coins. So that might actually be normal. Let me just take a look to see if I can find more information for you, but I suspect that that's what's happening with Dust Sweeper. FAQ. I think it's in the FAQ here. Okay, I might need to do a little more research on this, but if it's been less than a day, then I wouldn't worry too much. It might take more time. If really you still have issues with this app, I would suggest maybe reach out to them on the Discord. I can see there is a Discord link here, maybe on Twitter as well. See what's going on. Maybe they've had some backend issues as well where the bot wasn't able to sweep your account for whatever reason, and maybe they can help you fix that. Okay. Next. All right. So next question, Sandra. Okay. Okay. So Sandra MG, thanks for the feedback. Next is right. Okay. So next is QDS. Hello Dan. Hello. You didn't update Ledger Live. Are you against the Ledger Recover? No, no, I'm not against Ledger Recover. It's a new ledger and it was shipped with an older firmware, so I haven't had time to update the firmware. I'm going to update the firmware. So yeah, I would suggest you do the same. The firmware is it's important to update firmware. And again, updating the firmware will not automatically trigger Recover. You still have to go through the onboarding, so it's perfectly safe. Luis. Okay, yes. Okay. Sandra, is one able to stake ETH and other coins on Ledger Live? Yes, Sandra. Yes, you can. There is different ways you can stake ETH. So it depends on how much ETH you have. If you have 32 ETH, then I would suggest Kiln here. Kiln will basically, they'll automate, they'll run the validator for you, and they will take a little fee, and then they will share the validator rewards with you. The APY is 5.38% right now, which is quite good, but it depends on how many people are staking as well. But again, like because they're running validators for you, you will need a multiple of 32 ETH. So 32 or 40, 64, and so on and so forth. That's one option. The second option, if you've got less than 32 ETH, you can use Lido. And Lido is also in the Discover section here. And Lido will let you basically stake any amount of ETH. And in exchange, so you will send your ETH to the Lido smart contract, and they will send you an equivalent amount of STETH. STETH is a token that represents staked ETH plus rewards. So your staked ETH token balance, which will sit in your wallet, in your Ethereum account, will increment every single day to reflect new rewards. That's a great way to stake if you don't have 32 ETH. So here's Lido. Yeah, so you can use it, and then if you decide to use Lido, then you can use this tool here, rewards, to monitor your rewards. So I've got a little bit of STETH here, and you can see like my balance like going up every day a little bit. So Lido, definitely recommend, or Kiln. Okay, next. So Sandra, I hope I answered your question here. Next, Folsom Hodl. Curious, I keep my ledger hidden and don't access it often. How often should I charge it up, or is it not a concern? So I'm assuming you have a Nano X. I would say you don't have to, if you don't have to pull your ledger Nano X specifically to charge it. I would, so it's a bit like a phone, like phones, you don't want to completely let the battery die, but you don't want to keep them on charge all the time. In order to, that's how you make sure that the battery life stays healthy. So the same goes for a Nano X. That being said, your Nano X turned off will lose battery life very, very slowly. So you don't really need to do it that often. That being said, the Nano X, even if the battery dies in the future, you can still use the Nano X without the battery. So you don't really have to worry about it. You just connect it with a USB cable. But I would say try not to go to one extreme or another. One extreme being constantly charging the battery. The other extreme being let the battery dies. I think both of those are not good for the battery. We actually have a HopCenter article that I can recommend. I think it's in the HopCenter. Let me check. But it's about best practices to save battery life. Yeah, here we go. Maximize battery life. So you can look at the article in the HopCenter, and there is a bunch of cool tips that will help you keep the battery healthy. Okay. So next question, and thank you guys again for showing up to the sessions. If you have any questions, then drop them in the chat, and I'll answer your questions one after the other. Okay. So the next question is from Kan Chan. When Ledger Stack's available in stock? So it's the same question, a little bit of spamming here. Yeah, so the Ledger Stacks was, as you know, it was delayed at the beginning of the year. Now I would say, so I've ordered Ledger Stacks myself, so I'm also waiting for updates. I don't have specific information to give you or any updates. I'm also waiting for mine. I would say do monitor your inbox, because this is where we are going to let you know when your stacks is ready to be shipped. So yeah, keep an eye on the email you use to pre-order the stacks, and you'll get information there. Okay, next, Quarter Crawler. Why is my light on my Nano S so dim? I can't read it. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. It's happened to me as well. I have a very old Nano S of 6 years, I think, and it's lost a lot of the screen has lost a lot of brightness, but I can still see what's going on the screen. I don't know when you bought your Nano S, but if we have a warranty that covers these kind of things. So Quarter Crawler, maybe you want to reach out to us with your order number, and yeah, let's submit a ticket so we can take a look. And if the Nano S, so if your Nano S is still covered by a warranty, then we'll replace it. If not, we have a program actually for Nano S holders who want to upgrade to a Nano S Plus, which I would recommend myself. I used to have a Nano S. I used the Nano S for a very long time, and then I upgraded to Nano S Plus. I don't regret it. It's a much better experience, to be honest. And then you can still keep your Nano S. So if you do enroll into the program, you'll keep your Nano S, but we'll give you a discount to buy a Nano S Plus, and you can keep your Nano S as a backup device. And then you can use your recovery phrase, your Nano S recovery phrase, punch that into your Nano S Plus, and then you'll have immediate access to your accounts. So it's not really a big deal. So if you are interested in upgrading, or if you want us to take a look at the warranty, then go to support.ledger.com, the help center, click the contact us button here, and then have a quick conversation with the bot or a live agent, and we'll see what we can do for you. Okay. All right. So next question. Kyle Hinchon. Hello, when will the issue with Solana get fixed? A lot of people haven't been able to connect to their Sol account through Ledger Live for a while. Yeah, Kyle, I'm aware. I'm also affected. My own Solana accounts have been difficult to reach. I don't think it's affecting everyone, but yeah, quite a lot of users have had the issue. That being said, if you need access to your Solana accounts, you're not stuck with Ledger Live, meaning that you can also use a third-party wallet connected to your Ledger device and access your accounts. I would personally recommend Solflare. Solflare is really good. It works on mobile or desktop. Yeah, on mobile it's Nano X only, but yeah, so I don't know which device you have, but the mobile experience is great. The desktop experience is great as well, and it supports like tokens and NFTs. So if you can't access your Solana account in Ledger Live, you're not stuck again. Just use Solflare, connect your Ledger device. It's completely safe. Solflare never has access to your private keys. And yeah, and then manage your account. So you can do staking, you can do liquid staking as well with Solflare. You can check your NFTs. You can do a lot of things that are really cool. Of course, those features will come to Ledger Live at some point, but those teams are more quicker because they specialize in just one currency. So I would say just use that in the meantime, and our team are looking at the issue, and we'll fix that as soon as we can. And apologies again for the bad experience. I know it sucks not to be able to use Ledger Live for your accounts. Okay, so guys, next, and thank you, Kyle, for the question. Next, Quirky. How can I link my Avalanche wallet to my Ledger? Do I have to create a new wallet? Yes, so if you just got a Ledger, and so if you just got a Ledger but you had an existing Avalanche account on the software wallet, for example, then yes, you'll have to connect your Ledger device to the Avalanche wallet and then create a Ledger wallet through that piece of software, and then create a new wallet, right? So transfer your funds from one wallet to another. Now, let me check, because I do think that I'm not a Avalanche user myself, but let me real quick double check if it's available in Ledger Live, because Avalanche might be in Ledger Live, which would be great. Avalanche, here we go. So yeah, okay, so I'm running you through the steps here. First step, install the Avalanche app on your device. You can see this is what's happening here. And once it's downloaded, let's check if Ledger Live will let you add an account. Avalanche. Okay, so Avalanche is not supported in Ledger Live, so be careful. Don't send your AVAX to those accounts, right? Because this one is on Polygon, this one is on Moonbeam. That's not what you want. I'm guessing you want your AVAX on the Avalanche network. So the Avalanche network is no longer supported in Ledger Live. It used to be for a quick moment, but I don't know why it was removed. What you can do instead is just use a third-party wallet, Avalanche. Yeah, this one. So follow those steps, go to the Help Center, follow those steps here, set up a use Avalanche wallet with the Avalanche wallet, and create a new wallet with your Ledger device, and then send your coins from your software wallet to that wallet. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry, guys, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Quarky. Next, Jackie Moon, any idea if there will be a partnership with the individual Mike Xerox Lom? I'm not familiar with Mike Xerox Lom, Jackie, so I don't know, but if they want to do a partnership with us, they can reach out, and depending on what kind of partnership they want to do, then of course we'll take that into consideration, and we'll be happy to partner if they bring something interesting. Again, like Ledger is a public platform, so by definition we are okay to partner with anyone that aligns with our values and the values of crypto at large. So yep, if you know them, you can tell them to reach out. The email would be media@ledger.com. Next question, Ajim Bakiu, how do new firmware affect Ledger security? It doesn't affect Ledger security. The new firmware just enables you it gives your device the capability to use Ledger Recover if you want to, but if you update the new firmware, then that doesn't activate Recover. So you can safely update the new firmware, nothing's gonna happen. You don't have to use Recover if you don't like it. That being said, like updating the firmware is generally a good idea because it brings security improvements and it makes sure that your Ledger stays safe. So I would definitely recommend to update the firmware. I'm going to update the firmware myself. And then it's up to you if you want to use Recover or not. Again, updating the firmware will not automatically activate Recover. Next, Victor Luis. When are we available on NanoX? Good question, Luis. I don't know, actually. I don't know the answer to this question. Let me check real quick because there might be some change recently. Like I wrote this article. Yeah, okay. No, so it's still not available for NanoX users. Yeah, I'd say like for now, just stay tight, sit tight. I know the live team is working on it, so it will be shipped as soon as possible, but no ETA, I'm sorry. Okay, next question. Sorry. MG, you are exaggerating, is not blind, Kanchan. Yeah, Kanchan, I definitely saw your question. It's all over the chat. Eric Wallace, any updates on the Nano Stacks? Been waiting for its delivery. No update from me, Eric. Unfortunately, I don't know when exactly it's going to be delivered. I'm also waiting for mine as well. I would say like just keep an eye on the email you use to pre-order, and this is where we'll communicate when we'll ship the stacks to you. Loki 808. Okay, so that was a response to Can. Okay. Right. Okay. Stop spamming. Okay, yeah. Dylan, it's been 2 weeks, never swept. Okay, it's been 2 weeks, Dylan. Okay, so you know what? Just do get in touch with us, like support.ledger.com, open a ticket, and once you finish opening your ticket, you get a ticket number. If you could drop the ticket number in the chat here or in the comments, in the video comments after the live is over, so I can take it from there and take a look. Because maybe something else happened, maybe the transaction never actually happened, you know, like the sweeping transaction that never actually happened. So I'd be curious to have a look at your accounts, Dylan. So yeah, please open a ticket, get a hold of us, share your ticket number in the chat so I can get back to you. Folsom Huddle, what is the lifespan of the Nano X? I've had it for about 5 years now. When should we replace? Hey, you don't have to replace it, you know. If it's still working, the battery is still working. Again, you don't need the battery. It can still work even without the battery, even if the battery dies. Typically, we say that the battery lasts for about 5 years, but mine has lasted for more than that. So yeah. So, if you don't have to replace it. If you are worried about losing access to your funds, like just keep in mind that as long as you have your recovery phrase, it's fine. The device can die. As long as you have your recovery phrase, you'll always have access to your accounts. And what I do personally is I love to have a backup device. So for example, you see I've got a Nano X, but I also have a Nano S Plus. They have the same recovery phrase. So if my Nano X dies, then I still have access to my account via my Nano S Plus. That's what I like to do. Next, Uwe Rex. I saw 221 Ledger Nano X is available now, but include the key split. So what happens if we don't upgrade? So again, updating the firmware will not activate Ledger Recover. You can safely update the firmware. That will not, sign you up for Recover. And that will not, So it's completely safe to upgrade the firmware. If you don't, but you don't have to. That's the beauty of the system, right? It's if you don't want to update the firmware, you don't have to. You just ignore the notification in Ledger Live. Your device will keep working as usual. And so it's entirely up to you if you want to update the firmware or not. Next, Marek Nguyen. For Lido, I just need to swap my ETH to STETH and that's it, right? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's one way to do it. So Lido, let me go to Discover here. There's 2 ways to stake ETH via Lido. You can use the Lido app directly, right? So send your ETH to the Lido smart contract and the Lido smart contract will send you back STETH. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just simply go into PairSwap, for example, and then you do a simple swap ETH for STETH, and that has the same effect. Okay, and when you want to unstake, you can just do the reverse. Okay, you swap your STETH back for ETH, and that's not technically unstaking, but it has the same the same results. Okay. All right. Next question. Flatmatic. Hi, I'm new to crypto and Ledger Live. My question is about stablecoins. Can we use USDT on Binance Smart Chain? And can I add USDT for BNB wallets? I'm asking this because of lowest fees. Okay, yeah, great question, Flatmatic. I do think Binance Smart Chain accounts do support USDT. Let me just check real quick. Maybe no, maybe not. Well, let me check. Let me check real quick. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually check, whether a token is supported on a chain. So let's say I want to check if USDT is supported on Binance Smart Chain. I go on CoinMarketCap, USDT. I'm gonna grab let me see. Whoop, sorry, it's a little laggy. So BNB Smart Chain, that's the contract that I want. Okay. Then I go here. This is the list of all assets that are listed in Ledger Live. Control F, paste, and yeah. Okay, so no, USDT is not supported directly. It's converted into BUSD, okay, Binance USD. So I would, if you want to hold USDT proper, I would actually suggest that you create a Tron account and you send your USDT to your Tron account. That's also a very cheap network to withdraw to. So let me show you real quick what that would look like. So you'd be in Ledger Live, add account, Tron, boom, add that, go through the steps, add the Tron account, and then you can send the USDT from the exchange to your Tron account, and they will appear in Ledger Live. Just one thing that's important, before the USDT will appear in your Tron account, you need to activate your Tron account. You can activate a Tron account just by sending 0.1 TRX to your account. If you don't activate the Tron account, then the USDT will be in your account, but you will not see it in Ledger Live. Okay, so the best way to go about withdrawing USDT from Binance, for example, to your Ledger Tron account is to first send, so create the account, and then you first send 1 TRX or whatever the minimum amount Binance lets you withdraw to your Tron account to activate it. And then in a second transaction, you can send USDT to your Tron account. And USDT, Tron is actually a very good network and a very good place to keep USDT. So I hope I answered your question. Okay, next. Louis, can I stake Moonriver on Ledger Live Nano X? Good question. Let me try. Moonriver. I am not sure if you can, but let me see. Moonriver. Let me see. Install Moonriver. No, so it's not supported for staking yet in Ledger Live. You have to use a third-party wallet. But no, the answer is no, unfortunately, not yet. At least we don't support Moonriver staking in Ledger Live. But yeah, but you can probably stake your what's the name of the coin? You Mover coins via third-party wallet, probably MetaMask. Okay. Okay, next. Awesome, hold on. Thank you. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for the question. Thanks for coming. X9, why do you not install the OP, SUI, APT, and ARB coins, please? I mean, they are all supported in Ledger Live, except SUI. So SUI, it is true that. Okay, no, so you're right. SUI, you need a third-party wallet, and you need to connect your Ledger device to a third-party wallet. Aptos, the same thing. You need a third-party wallet as well. OP, Optimism, and ARB, you can. They are supported in Ledger Live. So what you can do is very simply you would go in Ledger Live, and then you would add a Optimism account. Optimism, right? Optimism. Watch out, because there is like different version of Optimism. You want Optimism ETH, okay, this one. So you add a Optimism account, and then you send your OP tokens to that account here, okay, from the exchange. And if you have ARB, the same thing, you can add a Arbitrum account. So again, be careful. What you want is Arbitrum ETH, okay? That's the option that will create a Arbitrum account on Arbitrum. And then, so once you finish adding the account, you can send ARB tokens or ETH or any ERC20 tokens to that Arbitrum account. Same for Optimism, okay? You can send ETH, OP, or any ERC20 tokens. I hope I answered your question here. Loki808. Hi there. Has the brightness option settings been removed from the Nano X? Let me check. I haven't looked at it for a long time. I don't think it would be removed from the Nano X, but maybe it has. But I can't think of a good reason why it would have be removed. Well, I can't see it. Let me see. Battery saver. I do not see it in Yeah, I do not see it in the options. I'll have to dig a little more in the options, but I don't remember using it in the past. So maybe you're right. Maybe it was there, it was removed, but I find it weird. Maybe it was just never there in the first place. I don't know. Maybe if you've used it, then it was definitely there. And maybe it's just me like who's unable to find it. But yeah, I'll screensaver reset. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's here. So yeah, I'll escalate the question to the developer so they can look into it. Because if it was there and it got removed, then there might be a good feature to add just to preserve battery life, I think. So yeah, I'll look into it. Kyle, hello. When will the issue with Solana get fixed? Okay, so I think Kyle, I'll answer you. I'll answer your question before. You can use Solflare. And the issue is still not fixed, unfortunately. But you can use Solflare, which is a third-party wallet, to connect your ledger to your accounts, access your accounts as normal, and then manage your Sol accounts, stake, liquid stake, manage Solana tokens, manage NFTs, and everything. It's a really, really good third-party wallet. Andre, don't you have the German language for YouTube or Ledger? So I do think we have the German language in Ledger Live. So if you go into settings here, you click the little cog here, general, and then you can select German. Yep, so it's here. You've got different options here, different German options from different country. So that's one thing. In terms of Ledger YouTube videos, no, we don't have live support in German yet. We have some German-speaking support agents, however, so if you want to speak to a German-speaking agent, you can get in touch with us via the help center at support.ledger.com. By the way, the help center is also in German. Okay, so you can just go to support.ledger.com and then switch to the language that you prefer. And if you want to speak to a German speaking agent, then send us an email and type your question in German, and we'll connect you to someone that speaks German on our team. Okay. All right, guys. So if you just joined the live, this is Dan from Ledger Support. I'm gonna be here for another 15 minutes, give or take. So don't hesitate if you have any questions. I'll try to make it through all the questions, and I really appreciate that you guys are asking so many questions. I know you guys like those live sessions. I also like doing them. If I cannot make it to your question, then you can leave the questions in the comments after the video will be lived. After the end of the live session, you can just type your question in the comments and I'll get back to you the next day. Okay, next question. Niche Media. Can I upgrade from Nano S Plus to Nano X? Yes, Niche, you can upgrade to Nano S Plus to Nano X. So you probably have a recovery phrase, so the simplest way to upgrade is to buy a Nano X, and then you take the recovery phrase that your Nano S Plus gave you, and you punch the recovery phrase into your Nano X, and you'll have instant access to your accounts with your Nano X, and you can keep your Nano S Plus as a backup. That's the only thing you have to do. Be careful with your recovery phrase, okay? Never share it with anyone. Anyone having access to it will be able to have access to your accounts. This is why it's super important to never share it. Anyone asking you for your recovery phrase is trying to scam you guys, okay? There's tons of fake accounts and fake Ledger support teams on social media that will try to get your support to your recovery phrase to steal your coins, okay? If someone gets a hold of your recovery phrase, they can steal your funds, even if they don't have access to your device, okay? The only thing you need to steal someone's fund is the recovery phrase, so be careful, okay? Never show it, never type it into any apps or any email, or never give it to anyone. Kyle, okay. Kyle, thank you. Appreciated. The thing I miss is the ability to swap tokens on Ledger Live right now. Major appreciation for the answer. Yeah, no worries, Kyle. Yeah, to swap tokens, yes. So if you mean like on Solana network, then no, it's not on Ledger Live. That being said, there are some swap apps in Ledger Live. So there is PairSwap that does a good job, but it's only on Polygon, and it supports Ethereum, Polygon, and Binance Smart Chain, but not Solana. We also have 1inch, which is another DEX that basically does the same thing. And I think ThorSwap as well. ThorSwap is going to, is live here. It's actually from today. ThorSwap is live, but we don't support all the different chains, okay? Like the options are limited, but it's still super cool that ThorSwap is available because it's a DEX, it's a cross-chain DEX, okay? So it's really cool because there is no middleman. It's wallet to wallets across different chains. And as far as I know, they are probably the only DEX that does cross-chain swaps like that. So definitely check it out. But be careful with the transaction fee because it's a DEX. Okay, so the transaction fees might be high. So keep that in mind. Okay, next. Karar Taleb. When do you support this in the ledger? Not sure what you mean, Karar. Kadena in the ledger. Okay, so Kadena not supported yet. I've got no ETA for you, unfortunately, mate. We're working on it. I don't know the status of Kadena support. I know you guys have been waiting for so long, and I apologize for that. I have no idea why it's been taking so long. I'll double check, and if you make it to if you're here on the next session, so tomorrow, we'll have another live, then maybe I can give you an update, but I don't know why it's been taking so long. Next question, Victor Luis. Oh, sorry, mate. I've skipped your question. When will Arweave be available on Nano X? No ETA, Victor. I don't know. It's only available for Nano S Plus for now and Nano S. I don't know when it's going to be available for Nano X. Again, if you make it to tomorrow, if you're going to be here for tomorrow's live session, maybe I'll have an update for you. Next question. Mark, is there a timeline for Trust Wallet integration with Ledger Nano X? I don't know if there is a timeline for Trust Wallet integration with Nano X. I don't think so. I guess you mean on mobile. I know it's possible to connect it on desktop, but there is no mobile integration. I have no idea. However, Mark, if you have one particular coin in mind that you'd like to manage from a phone, maybe you can tell me. I can give you some alternatives, because there are a ton of mobile wallets that can connect to your Ledger Nano S or Nano X that are also really good. For example, Rainbow Wallet, excellent third-party wallet. Ledger Live on mobile is also really good. I would recommend that. So yeah. Next, Ken Chan. Okay, answering. I think Ledger Stacks is better from Nano S. Yeah, I mean, they're different, like Ledger Stacks has a bigger screen. It has, you can personalize the screen. It's better in the sense that it has more features and it is more expensive, but the Nano S, in terms of security, they are equally as secure. And I think that's the most important. In terms of if you prefer a Stacks or a Nano X, then it's really depends on you. Tyrant Garth. Hi Dan, I keep getting spam like NFT on my Ledger. How can I stop it? Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for the question. You cannot stop it. Unfortunately, you cannot stop people from sending you NFTs. What you can do, however, is you can hide those NFTs in Ledger Live, and that's what I would recommend. Don't try to interact with those NFTs, okay? Because those NFTs are trying to either trick you into sending a transaction that might be malicious, or they are trying to funnel you into a website that has dodgy links that will try to steal your recovery phrase or things like that. So don't interact with those NFTs. They're here to fish you, in a sense. If you see them in your account, so for example, in your Polygon account, you see an NFT that you don't like, you don't have to suffer the sight of those awful NFTs. You would just like select the NFT in your account, right click, okay? Just right click and then hide NFT collection and then hide, and that's it. And then it will never show in Ledger Live ever again unless you decide to unhide it. So that's what I would do. Don't try to move them out of your account. Okay, you just need to hide them. Don't try to interact with those NFTs. Again, they are malicious. It's safe to have them in your account, but it's even better to hide them. So I hope I answered your question here. Philip K, hi, my friend. I'm Nano Ledger S. Will it work after 10 years? Hey, well, so thanks for the question, Philip. The answer is it depends how you treat your Nano. I have a Nano myself that I have used for almost 7 years, and it still works pretty well. So I would say it's possible that it works after 10 years. Now, keep in mind that the warranty is only extends to 2 years. But yeah, mine has been working for 7 years, and I think I hope it will work for another 3 years. It also depends where you live. It depends on if you treat your NFT. Of course, if you drop it or if you keep it in a place where it can get damaged or moldy and things like that, that's gonna affect the Nano S lifespan. But you know what? That's not a big deal, because even if your Nano dies, right, then as long as you still have the recovery phrase. I'm not showing you my recovery phrase, but as long as you still have the recovery phrase, you'll be able to buy a new device. And I would suggest, if you in the future you want to buy a new device, maybe think about upgrading to an Nano S Plus, and then all you'll need to do is to punch your recovery phrase into your new device, and you'll have access to your old accounts, and you can keep your old device as a backup device. That's the way I do it personally. But yeah, I hope your Nano S will live for 100 years. Who knows? Next question, Sahil Govender. Under my Ethereum account, I have lots of other tokens. When I click on the Ethereum 1 account, the drop-down list opens, but I have to scroll all the way down to close it again. Yes, that is how it works, mate. That is that is the user experience in Ledger Live. I know it's not ideal, and there is you have to open this menu here. See, like, it's the same for me. Like, you have to scroll all the way down. It's not the best user experience. At some point in the future, we'll probably, everything will change and will be made better. It's just a question of time. Well, we want to make the UX better, of course. This is just a temporary UX. But yeah, for now, this is how it works. If you have a lot of tokens like me that don't have a balance, or that are just there, but you don't really know why they're here, you can also hide them, right? Like that. So you make the list less, long as well. So you save a little bit of time on scrolling down. That might be an option as well. Okay, next. UV Rex, thanks. Yeah, thank you for the question. Josh, CIP Cardano Cardano improvement proposal 8.4 Cardano. When? I don't know, Josh. No idea when that's going to be shipped. I'll ask around. I'll ask the Cardano team for you. If you are here tomorrow, you tune in for the live, maybe I'll have an update for you. Let me just write down the question here so I remember. CIP 8 when? Okay, so tune in to tomorrow's live, and maybe I'll have an update for you. Flatmatic, thank you so much for the answer. I see now. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, happy that helped. MetaBridge, why is your ledger flickering? Yes, it's because my camera is not great, and also because of the light. I noticed that the quality of the light, ambient light, also affects flickering, and the refresh rate of my camera as well is not great. Yeah, so that's exactly what Sahil is saying. Maybe next time I'll try to zoom in a little more and bring like a different light as well, so it doesn't flicker that much. So apologies for that, guys. I was trying to make it like give you guys like a better presentation, but it ended up being a little distracting, I think. Do you know what? Let me just cover it. Here we go. Okay, next question. All right, guys. So there's tons of questions. I'm not gonna make it to the end of the questions, guys. There's only like 10 minutes left. I'll try my best. By the way, there's gonna be a live tomorrow as well at. Let me check real quick what time the live will be. You know what? This is not pretty. The live tomorrow will be at 4:30. So if you can't get an answer to your question today, just come in the live tomorrow and ask your question again. Okay. All right. So next question. Luis, thanks, Dan. Yeah, thank you, Luis. Earl, is recovery phrase same as PIN? No, it's not, Earl. The PIN is just guarding access to your device. Okay, the PIN can be anything you want. The recovery phrase is the representation of all your private keys. The recovery phrase you cannot change. The recovery phrase is given to you at the beginning when you set up your device, and that represents all the private keys that you will create while using your device. Okay, the recovery phrase, if someone has access to recovery phrase, they will be able to access all your accounts because your recovery phrase again represents all your private keys. So that's why it's super important that you never share your recovery phrase with anyone. Scammers will try to ask you for a recovery phrase because that's the way they can have access to your account. Okay, anyone asking for your recovery phrase is trying to scam you again. The PIN is just something that will lock access to your device. That's all. Okay, so they're very different. That being said, if someone has access to your device and your PIN, they can also have access to your account. Okay, so when it comes to ledger custody, there's two ways to get wrecked. Either you give someone your recovery phrase or you get tricked into typing your recovery phrase somewhere, and then the scammer will have access to your account. The second way you can get wrecked is by giving someone access to your device and the PIN. In this case, they can also have access to your accounts. So those are the two ways to get wrecked. The most common ways is, like a scammer will approach you on social media and ask you to type your recovery phrase somewhere. They might also send you a link to a fake Ledger Live app that will ask you for your phrase. That's also a scam. So be careful. Okay, next. LAD-S. I was updating my Ledger and my Ledger froze and now I can't get past bubbles. Okay, LAD-S, just please, please get a hold of us at ledger.support.com so we can look into this and potentially replace the device if there is a hardware issue here. So yeah, just please open a ticket and explain the issue and we'll look into it. Okay, next question. MetaBridge, maybe they should buy a better camera. Hurts my eyes. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I know it's not great. I think it stopped flickering here. I'll try the better setup next time. LAD-S, okay, ran down the battery, try to open again, same thing. Yeah, it's probably an issue with the device. So yeah, get a hold of us. We'll see what we can do. Earl, I can't find my PIN. Help, please. It says I have 2 attempts remaining. Okay, so Earl, if you still have your recovery phrase, then it's okay. Okay, it's okay. You can type 3 wrong pins, and then the device will reset. And once the device has reset, you'll be prompted to reset the device again, to set up the device again. Make sure to select restore from recovery phrase on the device, and then you'll be prompted to punch your recovery phrase into the device, which is the only place where it's safe to do it. And then once you finish typing the recovery phrase into your device, then you'll have access to your accounts again. If you don't have your recovery phrase and you don't have your PIN, then that's going to be an issue, however. So make sure to not reset your device unless you have access to recovery phrase. If you need any help, please send us an email, okay? And we'll help you through the process. There's also a support article that will help you through the process here. So if you go to support.ledger.com and you search for restore your Ledger accounts with your recovery phrase, those are the steps for you to restore your accounts after the device has reset, after you type 3 wrong pins. But again, only do it if you have your recovery phrase with you. All right, guys, so I'm going to go through a few more questions. The real CNN, the recovery phrase you can get to. So I don't know if that's a question or if it's like an answer to Earl. Real CNN, I'm not sure what you mean. I guess that was an answer to Earl, not sure. MG, Dan, when we transfer from one wallet to another, the tokens are in the external app are also transferred automatically. Yes, absolutely. Because they're not really in the external app, right? They are actually secured by your recovery phrase, okay? So as long as it's the same device connected to different third-party wallets, then the token will follow you around all these different wallets, if that makes sense. Bob, is there a video showing how to send crypto from MetaMask to MineNOS Plus? Just bought it, set everything up, but having trouble getting my crypto on there. Yeah, I do think there is a. Let me check. No, there is none. That's actually. Oh wait, no, I think there is. Let me check. So it will be somewhere in the Help Center. So you go to support.ledger.com, look for the Connect Your Ledger to MetaMask article, and I think at the bottom there is a link to a third-party article that actually. Okay, so never mind. No, it's not the case. It's not the case. So basically, what that would look like for you, I'll show you real quick how this is gonna work. So first of all, make sure to use Chrome because Ledger and MetaMask no longer work on Firefox since the latest version of Firefox. So let's say your account is, let's say, for example, let's say this is your vanilla MetaMask account, okay, and you want to transfer those funds to a Ledger wallet. So first you will pair your Ledger to MetaMask. So you would go to settings, connect hardware wallets, you make sure that the ETH app is open, boom, and then you'll be prompted to add a Ledger account to MetaMask, okay? So in your case, that will be account number 1, but I've got those 2 accounts added already, and then you unlock, and boom, this is your Ledger account, okay? And you can tell it's different from a normal account because it has the little Ledger flare here, okay? So that's your Ledger account. Then what you can do is you can go back to your normal account, okay? So this one, for example, and then you can create a transaction. So wait, before you do that, actually, you would need to, so go back to your Ledger account, you copy the address, okay? Then you go back to your normal account, and then you send to your Ledger account. Boom, and then you create the transaction. And once the transaction is confirmed, then the funds will appear in your Ledger account here, okay? If it's the first time you're doing this, then you might want to send a test amount first, and then if you see the coins on the Ledger account, if the transfer has been successful, then you can send the balance. That should work. So I hope I answered your question here. Okay, all right, a few more questions, guys. MG, yeah, I mean, yes, so that's the same question. Yeah, your coins will follow your Ledger device, okay, as long as it's the same recovery phrase inside the Ledger device, then you can connect it to any third-party wallet or Ledger Live, and the coins will follow you around because the coins are actually on the blockchain. They are not really in the third-party wallet. Okay, Bob Mango, is Phantom supported? Yes, I think so. I think Phantom is supported. Let me check. Yep, here we go. It's supported Phantom. So yeah, you can add an account. Yep, you can add an account and then you can send FTM. I'm not sure tokens are supported. So FTM, the currency is supported. So you will see it if you send it to your Ledger account in Ledger Live, but you might not be able to see FTM tokens, so ERC20 tokens sent to your Phantom accounts. You'll need to use MetaMask to access those. But if it's just FTM, then yeah, you can send it to, you'll be able to see it in Ledger Live. Okay, a few more questions, guys, before I go. Mr. Volt, how are you? Hey, I'm good, Mr. Volt, thank you. Thank you, Bob, as well. Thank you, Lat S. Yeah, thank you, guys. I'm gonna answer like a couple more questions, and I'm gonna go because I've got a hard stop at 6 p.m. and my battery is gonna die. That being said, I'll be live tomorrow as well. So if if I couldn't answer your question today, tune in tomorrow and ask your question. And yeah, I'll post the link to tomorrow's live soon after this live. Okay, so a couple more. Mecha, okay, not a question. Petra, what happens when transaction of BTC transfer was initiated? Binance sent BTC to my Ledger, but my Ledger device still asks to confirm address. Does not react when I press both buttons to confirm. Should be fine as long as you got the address. As long as you got the address from Ledger Live and the address flashed onto your Ledger device and you were able to confirm that the address that showed on the Ledger device is the one that you use on Binance, then you should be fine. Maybe Ledger Live has some sort of issue. You should update Ledger Live maybe try again to create the deposit address with Ledger Live. It should be the same address. And yeah, the funds should appear in the wallet. Okay, last question. Could you please provide, Maddie, could you please provide some information on how recovery phrase service is secure and what measures are in place to protect the recovery phrase from unauthorized access? So I'm guessing you're talking about Recover, Maddie. So we have like extensive documentation about Recover. I think the best thing I can do is just to direct you. If you want like the most information about Recover, do go on support.ledger.com. On the homepage, there is a link to the Ledger Recover FAQ, and you can find answer to most of the questions about Recover. Also keep in mind that we will open source Ledger Recover at some point in the future. So the white paper will be published and you'll be able to have more information about Ledger Recover that way as well, but no ETA on when the white paper will be published. But yeah, so that should inform the community on how that works. But you can start with the Ledger Recover FAQ. I think that's a good place to start if you want to learn more about the service. But again, it's completely optional service. Okay, if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. That's perfectly okay. Ledger will never force you to use Ledger Recovery. If you don't like it, you can skip it entirely, and that's fine. All right, guys. I guess we can leave it here. Thank you so much for showing up to this AMA. I'm sorry if I couldn't make it, couldn't answer your question today. As I said, I will be back tomorrow as well. So keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Okay, I'll post a new scheduled video soon at the same place. So keep an eye on that, and you can click the notification bell to get a notification when I go live tomorrow as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for asking a question. If you have any urgent question, then drop them in the comments as well. I'll get back to you. If not, see you tomorrow. I wish you all a good evening or a good day if you're just starting your day. Thank you so much, guys, and see you tomorrow. Bye.